Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we will explore 5 compelling reasons why Russia will ultimately lose the war in Ukraine.
The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has defied many expectations, with both nations enduring significant hardships. Despite Russia's initial ambitions and its superior military size, several key factors suggest that Russia is more likely to face defeat. Here are 5 reasons why. Reason 1. International isolation and economic sanctions. From the outset, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been met with swift and severe international condemnation. This backlash has manifested in extensive economic sanctions, which have effectively isolated Russia from global financial systems. The results have been catastrophic for the Russian economy, with the ruble plummeting in value and the country's GDP contracting sharply. The sanctions imposed by the US, European Union and other major global powers have targeted key sectors of Russia's economy, including its energy exports, banking system and access to technology. As a result, Russia faces increasing difficulties in financing its war effort. The loss of access to Western technologies and markets has also impeded Russia's ability to maintain its military capabilities, as critical components for advanced weaponry are now harder to obtain. Moreover, the long-term economic strain could make it unsustainable for Russia to continue funding its military operations, ultimately weakening its ability to prosecute the war. Reason 2. Ukrainian resistance and morale. One of the most underestimated aspects of the conflict has been the resilience and determination of the Ukrainian people. Both the military and civilian population have shown remarkable resolve in defending their country, fueled by strong nationalistic fervor and a deep-seated desire for independence from Russian influence. The Ukrainian military, though initially outmatched in terms of numbers and equipment, has received substantial military aid and training from Western allies. This support has not only bolstered Ukraine's defensive capabilities, but has also allowed it to launch counteroffensives, reclaiming significant portions of territory previously occupied by Russian forces. The high morale of Ukrainian forces, coupled with their superior knowledge of the local terrain and guerrilla tactics, has created a formidable defense. Ukrainian resistance continues to be a significant hurdle for Russian advances, causing frustration and exhaustion among Russian troops. Reason 3. Logistical and supply chain issues. A major challenge for Russia throughout the war has been maintaining effective supply lines to support its frontline troops. The vast distances involved, coupled with the difficult and varied terrain of Ukraine, have created severe logistical challenges for the Russian military. These issues have been compounded by Ukrainian attacks on key supply routes and logistical hubs, further straining Russia's ability to keep its forces adequately supplied. These logistical difficulties have had a direct impact on Russia's operational effectiveness. The inability to sustain offensive operations over long distances has forced Russian troops to adopt defensive postures or retreat. Altogether, in certain areas, without reliable supply chains, Russia's military operations are likely to stall, reducing their overall effectiveness and ability to sustain long-term engagements. Reason 4. Economic strain and domestic unrest. The economic fallout from the war and international sanctions has not only affected Russia's ability to wage war, but has also sparked significant domestic unrest. Rising prices, shortages of goods, and increased unemployment have led to widespread dissatisfaction among the Russian population. This economic hardship is exacerbating social tensions and fueling dissent against the government's war policies. Protests, though heavily suppressed, have occurred in various parts of Russia, with some segments of the population openly criticizing the war and calling for its end. The growing dissatisfaction poses a challenge to the Russian government's ability to maintain control, as internal divisions and opposition to the war could weaken the political stability needed to sustain the conflict. The combination of economic strain and domestic unrest could lead to a scenario where the Russian government faces increasing pressure to seek an end to the conflict, either through negotiations or by scaling back its military ambitions. Reason 5. Strategic missteps and military losses. Finally, Russia's strategic missteps and significant military losses have considerably weakened its position in the war. From the outset, Russia underestimated the strength of Ukrainian resistance and overestimated its own military capabilities. This miscalculation led to overly ambitious objectives that stretched Russian forces thin across multiple fronts. As the war has dragged on, Russia has suffered heavy losses in personnel, equipment and territory. The Ukrainian military, with its effective use of Western-supplied weapons, has inflicted considerable damage on Russian forces, including the destruction of tanks, aircraft and other critical assets. These losses have not only diminished Russia's military capabilities, but have also eroded the morale of its troops. The recent incursion by Ukrainian armed forces into Russia's Kursk region further underscores Russia's strategic vulnerabilities. Ukrainian forces managed to capture over 1,200 square kilometers and 82 settlements in the Kursk region, highlighting Russia's inability to defend its own territory. The incursion has exposed weaknesses in Russian military decision-making and the capacity of its elite forces. This significant breach into Russian territory has not only shocked the Russian public, but has also demonstrated the limitations of Russia's military, both in terms of strategy and execution. The high casualty rates and the inability to achieve decisive victories have further undermined Russia's war effort, leading to a situation where its military is increasingly on the back foot. In conclusion, the combination of international isolation, resilient Ukrainian resistance, logistical challenges, economic strain and strategic missteps paints a bleak picture for Russia's prospects in the ongoing war. While the conflict is far from over, these factors suggest that Russia may struggle to achieve its goals and could ultimately face defeat. The war in Ukraine has proven to be a formidable challenge for Russia, one that could have long-lasting repercussions for its global standing and internal stability.